Other than the label, which just displays content on your Moodle course page, you may remember that I mentioned that anytime you add anything to your Moodle course page, you're actually adding links to resources and activities. For example, when we added our course syllabus, we actually added a link that leads to the course syllabus. Most other activities or resources that you add to your Moodle page will actually add links to resources in Moodle. So when you click on the link, it takes you to a different page, but you're actually still in Moodle on that page. There's one exception, and that's the resource we're going to be talking about today, the URL. To add a URL, we're going to turn editing on, and then we're going to choose to add an activity or resource in the section where we want to add this link, this URL. I'm going to scroll way to the bottom of the list, and at the very bottom I find the option to add a URL. A URL is simply a link to a website that's not the Moodle site. So I'm going to double click to add a URL. I'm going to give this a name, and the name is the link that's going to appear on my Moodle page. And then I need to include an external web address or URL that's going to take the users on my page to that website. To get the URL, I simply go to the page that I want my students to visit, click in the address bar at the top, copy the web address there, and then paste it into this external URL section of the page that we're on to add a link to our Moodle page. You can choose to type a description for your own reference, but just like with the file resource, with a URL, students aren't actually able to see the description that you type by default. You could click this checkbox to display the description on your course page, but once again, more text on your course page clutters your course page and makes it more difficult for students to flow to the different activities on your page. You should leave the description off. The next thing we're going to do is click to open the Appearance menu, and we're going to choose to display this as a pop-up. That will keep the Moodle page open in the background so students can continue working through your Moodle course, and it will open this URL in a new window. Finally, we're going to click Save and Return to Course at the bottom, and then we can view the URL we just added. You'll notice that if we click on this link, it actually takes us to the website that we just linked. One more important application of the URL resource that I'm going to show you is combining URLs with your Google Drive. So once again, I'm going to click to add an activity or resource, and I'm going to select a URL that I would like to add. I'm going to give my URL a name. In this case, I'm going to choose a different way of adding the course syllabus to my main page. You may remember that the syllabus that's on the Bethany Lutheran College website is actually a Google Drive version of your syllabus that students are able to access instead of a PDF file that we're handing out to students. If I go to the file in my Google Drive that I would like to add, I can simply copy the web address of that file, but there's something that I always want to check. First, I want to check to make sure that I have this file shared so that my students are going to be able to access it. The safest thing to choose is that anyone with the link is able to access the file. You could also choose that anyone at Bethany Lutheran College with the link can access the file. That restricts it so that only students at Bethany are able to get that file that you have for them. However, the problem with it is if students are logged in with a different email address other than their BLC address, they won't be able to access it, and they might not understand why. Now, you may be wondering, if I post it so that anyone with the link can access it, is it really truly secure? But remember, you're posting this link to your Moodle page, and students won't be able to get to the link unless they have a login to get into the Moodle page in the first place. Now that I've copied my URL, I'm going to paste it into the external URL section of my settings page. I'm going to choose an appearance to make this a pop-up. And then I'm going to click to save and return to course. Now I have two different links. One of them goes to a website, and one of them goes to a Google Doc. There is one other important application of the URL that you should know about. So I'm going to again click to choose a URL, and this time I'm going to add a video by URL to my Moodle page. Now, if you want to, you can choose to upload all of your videos to YouTube. And remember, YouTube is very easy to use with Moodle. Whenever you add a link to a YouTube video, it actually just embeds that YouTube video automatically. But sometimes you don't want to put your videos out there on YouTube where the public can basically get to them. Instead, maybe you want to store your videos on Google Drive where you have a little bit more control who's able to access them. All of these videos on my Google Drive have sharing settings that I customized for the particular video, so I know that the people that I want to access it are going to be able to, and the people who I don't want to access it are going to be excluded. To link a video through the URL resource on Moodle, you go to share the video and you'll see that there's a link where the video can be accessed. You click to copy that link, and then when you go back to Moodle, once again we can just paste the link into the external URL field. Once again, we're going to choose to open this as a pop-up, and then we're going to save and return to course. Now when students click on the video link, it actually takes them to a pop-up version where they can watch the video resource that I've posted for them. The versatile URL resource on Moodle can be used to link students to websites outside of Moodle and can also be integrated with your Google Drive to share resources from there with your students.